Hello and welcome to Dental Speaker Institute Fellowship Faculty Spotlight. I'm founder of Dental Speaker Institute, Vanessa Emerson, and I am here with our faculty member, Dr. Dave Striegel. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Vanessa.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm very happy to be here.
I'm just thrilled to have the opportunity to spend a few minutes with you and talk about your amazing course, which I think I may have been one of the first classes you taught.
You were the first class that I taught of this course.
Of this course. Exactly. It was so good. I know people are still talking about it. And that was probably at least a year ago. But one of
It feels like dog years a little bit, but yeah, it probably was a year ago.
Well, the course we're talking about is Take Your Shot, Perform Under Pressure workshop. And before we talk about the course, Dave, could you tell us a little bit, just a thumbnail about, why you on this topic? What is it about your experience that brought you to the point where you're teaching about performing under pressure?
Well, thank you. Yeah, the genesis of my background in this area really started early on. In fact, as you know, Vanessa, I took time during the pandemic to write a book. And in that book, I actually tell the story of my own experience of performing under pressure and being successful at times, but also being unsuccessful at other times. And that really shaped my decision early on in my career. And so I pursued a PhD in sports psychology. And what that effectively is the psychology of performance, of human performance. And when you deal with the elite amateur and professional athletes, that's where you're really dealing with performing under pressure. And I've had the privilege also of spending time with people in other walks of life that are in very high pressure environments.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, we all perform. And that's kind of the message that I really try to convey in the course, is that it really doesn't matter where you come from. You perform. Now we're applying it obviously to the speaking world. Right. And that is one of those unique crucibles of performance that really is about performing under pressure.
Yeah.
Because there's no place to hide.
It really was a fascinating workshop. I remember at the end of our time together, we didn't want it to end. No one left. I think it was almost a half an hour later. And you're like, I actually need to be somewhere.
I gotta go.
I gotta go. But it was so good. So what would be the typical challenge or problem that a speaker and consultant might be experiencing that this workshop can help them with?
The thing that jumps out in my mind when you ask that question is confidence. Now, let me say, the word confidence or feeling like you lack confidence, a lot of people, their ego doesn't allow them to really acknowledge that. And so they feel like, oh, well, that must be for someone who's a brand new speaker, or someone who doesn't have much exposure to the topic, or something like that. And that could be very well true. However, we all suffer from a lack of confidence at different times, because confidence is a variable quality. It's called a state. It's not a trait. And so the nature of confidence can come and go. And I'm a great example of that, because I've spoken hundreds of times in my career. Yet there are instances in which I suffer from a lack of confidence, just like everybody else. And so it really is about giving you the tools from a mind and body perspective. And that's kind of how the course is divided into two. It's first of all, handling how you're thinking, and then focusing on what you're doing. And so that then is able, I feel like it unlocks your ability to take what you've learned and what you've worked so hard developing in terms of your content and delivery, et cetera, and allowing it to come out.
You see, you're already teaching us. There's so many nuggets already in that. And one thing you just said that I loved is that confidence is a state and not a trait. I had forgotten that. And that's so amazing. But I'm going to keep us on agenda, because I could go off and want to talk about that a little bit. But there's just such good stuff in this workshop. And obviously I'm a fan. But for those who haven't participated yet, how does your workshop help them solve this challenge around confidence?
So the first thing that I really focus on is helping people understand and the attendees understand the reality of performing under pressure. Because what I have found over the years is that it doesn't matter whether you're a business person or an athlete or whomever, a lot of people get under this mistaken notion that performing under pressure is linear, always getting better, always getting better. And if you ever experience adversity or a downturn, that somehow that means that you're not well suited to perform in that environment. And that simply is not the case. So I really try to break down some of the barriers that we've all created that I have seen be very common in people of all different types of performance environments. And that's the reality of performance is ugly. And that's just the truth. Is it's not necessarily about performing at your best all the time. It's really more about how good are you on your worst day? How good are you when things aren't quite clicking, or when the AV didn't quite work, or the room is a little funky, or the audience is not reacting the way you expected? How well are you able to still perform and speak even under those conditions?
So basically we learn strategies then to deal with those situations. And am I summarizing that right?
Yeah, I teach you strategies to prepare your mind and your body, but especially your mind. The real advanced preparation is more in your mind. The day of and actually on the stage has a lot to do with the body. But really in advance, it has to do with how you prepare your mind. And one of the aspects that we talk about in the course is your inner critic. And I have yet to meet anybody who performs at a high level who doesn't have an inner critic. And then we talk about strategies to be able to identify it, give it a name, give it an identity, and then a strategy to be able to basically interact with your inner critic, which disarms it and decreases your own internal threat response.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, we're not done with questions yet, but I do want to throw in here the website where you can go to learn more about the course, Take Your Shot, Perform Under Pressure workshop. DrDaveStriegel.com. That's DR. Doctor is DR Dave Striegel, STRIEGEL.com. And under the speaking tab, it's the second option. It'll be Take Your Shot, Perform Under Pressure workshop. So is there anything important that we haven't talked about around this course and how it's delivered or what's learned? Is there, as we wrap up, what are we missing?
Well, in the course, and it sort of is dictated a little bit by the group, but in the course, I like to give people an opportunity to perform. And so I put people through situations, over the last year, it's been virtual, but through situations where they actually are asked or need to perform under pressure, even on the spot. And that I do that for a reason, because I want them to not worry about so much the preparation piece, but just learn that what your fundamental basic level of performance is better than you think it is.
That's awesome. That's a confidence boost right there.
That's the idea.
Well, if anyone has questions about your workshop, what would be the best email to reach out to you?
Dr. Dave Striegel at gmail.com. So Dr. Dave Striegel at gmail.com is my direct email address.
Excellent.
They can also go on the website and submit an inquiry there, but the email address is the direct one.
Perfect. And the website, same name, Dr. Dave Striegel. It's IEGEL.com. And again, under the speaking tab is the second option. Dave, thank you. Thank you for being with us. Any last thoughts before we go?
No, I'm just very grateful for the platform that you've created, Vanessa, for someone like me with my background, which is a little out of the box, to find a space to be able to teach what I have learned over the years. I'm just very grateful.
Oh, you're welcome. And it's so well deserved. It's this topic ties right in for each of us as speakers and consultants. And if I haven't said yet, like I have probably about 6 times, it really is an exceptional workshop. It's so much fun. Take my word for it. We literally would not go. We're like, this was so good. I know several people are like, no, it can't be over. I think it's a 6-hour virtual format.
It was, yeah.
So it's pretty much a full day. There was a big break in the middle for lunch there. But
Yeah.
you can learn more about it there online. Thank you guys for hanging with us. Be sure and check out Dr. Dave. He's pretty awesome. And he definitely has techniques and strategies and principles that can help you. So in the meantime, if you have questions of me, info@thedentalspeaker.com. We'll look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Thanks for watching. Dave, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Vanessa. I appreciate it.
And everyone be well.